Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be changing the hydraulic fluid on a 2018 Bad Boy Zero Turn mower. Alright guys, so here's the mower. It's a 48-inch Bad Boy mower. Like I said, we're going to be changing the hydraulic fluid. Pretty simple job, but there is some pointers you need to know before you do this. So first thing you're going to do is pop off them reservoir caps. Pop them right off, and then we're going to go underneath, and then we're going to start draining the oil. So this is the back end. So basically you're going to come underneath and you'll find a cover, and generally there's 3 screws that hold this cover on. So, and these are ZT 3400s. So depending on what kind of tools you have, you may have to take the wheel off or take it up, but I have an angle ratchet here. So I'll pop that out. Like I said, there's usually 3, but these older mowers, you know, you got a steel screw going into aluminum. And for all you guys wrenching out there, you know what that means. That means, you know, snapping off inside the aluminum. So in this case, there's only 2 screws. The 3rd screw will be back here. And actually, I can see the broken screw. Right? Where is it? Right here. That's where the screw would be. But it broke off in there, but 2 holds it on. Alright, so this is like an oil filter. It's just a screw-on style oil filter. So a must to get around that thing is one of these cup wrenches. Something like that. That's an old Craftsman I got, and it's been working. So slip that around there. Okay. And I already drained the other side, so I'm not going to show you that. I just kind of cracked that loose because there's about 2.5 quarts that are going to come out. And then I'll just pop this off and let it drain. Okay, so also you're going to need around 5 quarts of 20W50, because that's what it takes. That's what these Hydro Gears transmissions take. And then you're also going to need your oil filter, your 52114 oil filter. Let me see if I can find that number for you. Right there. 52114. You'll need 2 of these, 1 per side. Alright, so while that's draining, there's a vent plug you have to remove. Okay, it is necessary because as you go to when you go to fill these transmissions back up, that fluid is pushing all the air out and needs somewhere to vent to. If not, it creates an air pocket, and it will take days for the fluid to drain into the transmission. And I'm serious, it'll take days. So in this case, this is a 19 or 3/4. Now I've seen them Allen heads, 19 or 3/4 mil socket, or 11/16 I've even seen, and a 13/16. So it just all depends. And these plugs are always, these plugs are not always located here. They could be on the top, the side here, and it's generally going to be the only locations you're going to find them. Well, I guess it helped if I could go in the right way, huh? Hey, we're all human, we all make mistakes. See, that's it. So that's what they look like. They're plugged with an O-ring on them. You must take those out. As far as pre-filling these, it's not really necessary because as soon as you start adding fluid, it's going to fill these up, you know, in a matter of seconds. So in the amount of time that it takes to fill these up, it'll be submerged and filled. So just like any time you change the oil or oil filter, you want to clean. You want to clean this off in here. Just like so. I'm going to spin this on now. The instructions say 3/4 to 1 full turn. Believe me, you don't go past that because you'll have one hell of a time getting it off. Well, if I could figure out how to turn this on. Problem is, I'm not a lefty. There we go. Whoop. Alright, so I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to pay attention here. I said the surface just hit. So I'm going to be looking for this to come back around to know I went 1 full turn. Not that one. It's printed twice on there, so you be careful using this style of wrench. You can smash the filter. There it is. There it is. Come back around. See, I'm about 3/4. Okay, we'll call that good. Alright, let's move to the other side. It's already spun this on. This is the new one. I just want to do this so I can start over. Alright, so that's one. That's when the gasket met the sealing surface. So I just need to turn this a little bit. I'm not doing too good there, am I? Alright, let's put the used oil in a bucket. Alright, so we're going to change the O-rings for this gentleman. These are the vent plugs. Well, he's got a little O-ring on there, so hopefully I got one for him. Let's see what this one looks like. No, it needs to be smaller. I think that one will work. Yep, that will work. Perfect. Alright. Alright, let's get these back on the mower. Alright, so let's put the covers back on. So this one, whoops. Got a bolt here. There's two, and then there's one back under here. Right there on the back. Alright, throwing these up. Alright, and of course this side only had the two. And the one on the front is broke off inside the transmission. We're not going to worry about that one. Believe me, two will hold it just fine. Alright, let's start filling this baby up. Alright, so here's the reservoirs. And on this model, it's underneath the seat. So that may be the case with yours mower, but just all depends what you got. They put them all over the place, but typically near the rear. So this reservoir is the right side, so it will only fill the right side transmission. Okay, now let's switch to the other side. Alright, so this is the left side. Now, as you can see, this side has went down quite a bit. So the whole purpose of taking those vent plugs out is so it can drain a lot faster. So I'm going to top this one back off, and these hold about a little over 2 quarts per transmission. So you need about 5 quarts to do this job. So this would be quart number 2 on both sides. These reservoirs maybe hold, I don't know, 12 ounces. So after you get the 2 quarts in, you're going to want to go underneath and get ready to plug off that vent hole. If not, then it'll just run out the hole and make a mess. Okay, it's almost 2 quarts on both sides. Then I'm going to take you guys underneath and show you what I mean about plugging that vent hole. Alright, so that's almost fully drained down. And that one's getting there. So let's go down underneath. This is what I mean. I didn't plug it off soon enough. This is what you don't want. I wasn't quick enough. I'll watch this side. But you want to wait and be prepared to plug this. That way you know it is pretty much filled to the top and you won't have to wait for it to drain down. So I'm actually going to add a little bit more fluid. Okay, it should be coming out any second. I'm gonna get this right there. I'm gonna plug it off because now I have a mess on the left side, like clean up. Oh, there it is. See? Now you know this thing is pretty much filled to the top. Alright, so let's tighten those. Okay. You don't have to get too carried away tightening those. Okay. Now I get to clean up my mess. so the customer don't think something's wrong with his transmission and leaking fluid everywhere. But that was my fault, I wasn't ready. So, not a big deal. It can all be wiped off and cleaned. Alright. So when you top these off for the last time, you want to go a little bit above the cold fill line, because when you drain these, you know, there's going to be a little bit of air left over, so you want to put additional fluid in that to allow that to settle. And then of course the next day you need to be checking these and making sure they don't need topped off. So with that said, let's take this thing for a ride. And also remember to remove that vent plug. If you do not remove that vent plug, like I said, it will take days for you to fill that transmission. Okay, it'll take days. We've had people bring it to the shop where, you know, they took it somewhere, they drained the oil, they put the filter on, they start filling it, they wouldn't drain. So he filled the reservoir up, came back out next day, guess what? It was still full. So you have to take that vent plug out. Okay, it is necessary if you want to get the job done within an hour or two, not days. So keep that in mind. So that concludes this how-to video. Like I said, after you're done, check for leaks. Just like you do any other oil change, you want to make sure it ain't leaking anywhere. Clean up any residual oil. Like I said, you want to fill the reservoirs a tad over whenever you drain and fill these, because like I said, you have a little bit of air left over in there, and it will take overnight for it to settle down, and then you know, you'll be good. There's only one time I've done one of these services where I drained the fluid, fill everything back up, and it would not move. Okay, if that is the case, what you have to do is jack up the rear tires to where they're not touching the ground, and then release the hydraulics. There should be a release somewhere, and what I mean by that is the release where you can hand push the mower. You're going to do that. You're going to start the mower, and then you're going to work the handles back and forth, probably, you know, 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, and then eventually it will come back. Well, it will take some time. It only happened to me one time, like I said, but I'm just warning you guys, you may run into that. So with that said, I'll catch you guys next time.